Hi there. This is Wally Wabowlhead. And this is Wally Wabowlhead's Quick Bite. Hum. Thanks for tuning in. Yesterday, for those of you who managed to catch the show, I spoke a bit about salt and how I'm receiving a lot of comments from people as I'm out there sampling my products about how the product needs salt and how I disagreed with that. One of the many different comments that I'm getting from different people who try my product, they say, well, conceptually it's great, but we want it to taste better. And I say, well, it does taste better, and so it goes back and forth. Moving forward, today, and we'll revisit that whole the concept of eating stuff that doesn't necessarily, isn't super high on the taste scale, and how building a variance between the super good tasting stuff and the just ordinary tasting stuff makes the good stuff taste better. But that's for another time. Today, what I wanted to talk about, one of the many comments that I've been getting while I'm out there is how the product that I have is potentially a wonderful solution for kids to take to school with them. It's super healthy, grains, greens, beans, and seeds, and it's balanced, so it's not, it's portioned out correctly, or at least according to what I think is correct from my own experience. So yesterday, for example, I was over at the Pennington Quality Market, and a woman approached me and she said, "Wally, I've had these before, I love them. They're a little bit expensive, but it's something that I'm willing to sacrifice if I can get my children to eat them." Which, from my own experience, I don't have any children myself, but members of my close family have kids, and I've seen the hardships that they've gone through with regards to trying to get their kids to eat well, or to eat at all, for that matter. So it's a difficult task. So what I'm asking, the question of the day, I forgot to ask questions yesterday as well, but how are you getting your children to eat well? We know that growing up, high school, and we didn't have lunches prior to high school, but junior high school and up, we had prepared lunches in school, which weren't healthy at all. Fortunately, I was very active and never had any problems with burning the calories off, but a lot of kids aren't. So another example, today I just went online to eatright.org. This is another example of how it's difficult. This is a spin-off of My Plate, which is the new First Lady Obama's initiative to get people to eat well. And it was for portion control, kids in portion control. So how do you get them to not only eat the right stuff, but eat the right amount of the right stuff? And the first thing it did was under grains, and sorry, I had to grab my notebook here, but under grains, there's no whole grains listed. This is the eatright.org site that I'm reading off of. Under foods, it goes immediately to bread, and then that's listed under grains group. It's disappointing, and so this is building the fire of how it's more and more difficult for parents to provide healthy meals for their children when here it's listed as bread, dry cereal, cooked cereal, rice or pasta, pancake or waffle, bagel, hamburger bun, or cornbread. So, of that, what's actually a grain? Dry cereal, it might be, but dry cereal might also mean something along the lines of Captain Crunch, which, as we know, has a whole bunch of other stuff in it than cereal or grains. Cooked cereal, rice or pasta, so rice could be. So anyway, another thing that I found interesting or unfortunate about this, in the vegetables group, it only lists baked potatoes, and then vegetable, chopped, or salad. Vegetables are, a baked potato is a very double-edged sword for those people who aren't aware of this, the baked potato is super duper filling. It's like _1 on the satiety index. So of all the foods out there, you eat the baked potato, you're going to be full. The big problem with the baked potato is that it's also #1 on the glycemic index. So your blood sugar goes through the roof real quick. So it's very double-edged sword. So again, it's unfortunate here that on eatright.org, a site that's supposed to be promoting good health, it's not listing any whole grains, nor is it listing any real solid vegetables. So anyway, that's another bit of venting. So the question that I have to you as parents, and or as people, without children, if you want to think back to when you were a child, how your parents got you to eat well, and how we can kind of solve, I know it's a huge problem, we're not going to be able to solve it all here within the 5-minute quick bite that I do Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock. But post. Use this as a form. We've been getting some decent traction with this this tool through Facebook Live. Post, and let's see how what you've done to try to improve the health and therefore the well-being of your children. If you don't have any kids, what your parents did to try to get you to eat better. There's a lot of room for improvement, to say the least, in this capacity. Unfortunately, it all comes down to dollars at the end of the day. It's expensive to eat well. My product, for example, retails for $8. This woman that I spoke with yesterday said she'd love to give it to her kids if they would eat it. That's the big caveat, is that you don't know, you've got a turnkey solution there, but you don't know if they're going to eat it. But if they do, at $8 a day, relative to the subsidized $2.50 a day that they can pay to get all sorts of refined stuff at the Schoollunch. Anywho, that's about all I got for today. Just some food for thought. Wally's quick bite home. And post and let me know how or what your thoughts are with regards to the current state of affairs with regards to school lunches, how we can improve them, what you do to kind of solve this problem for your own children, or when you were a student, back in high school, or before that, what your parents did to help you along with trying to get some good nutrition, as opposed to, unfortunately, what a lot of the schools are still providing their students with. So that's it for me. Tune in tomorrow, same time, 2 o'clock, live here on Facebook for Wally Wabowlhead's Quick Bite. I'm Wally Wabowlhead. That's a slow Wally Wabowlhead for you. Until tomorrow.